team from the Americas coming in, the star-studded lineup. But for CN, that's Falcons. Falcons is that star-studded lineup, and Fnatic fell to CN's maybe second best or third best team that is here. And now Toronto Ultra, who maybe was considered second best or third best from the Americas, is taking on #1 from CN. But Toronto Ultra has proved us otherwise. They have looked incredibly good with their tempo style of play, and we'll see if they can keep that up against the Falcons, or if the Falcons will just be too powerful for them.
Yeah, it's very important that Toronto is playing maybe not the American style, they're playing the Asian style. They're playing, as you sort of say, a lot of tempo, a lot of win streak. They're rolling at the same moment, and they're actually communicating so much. So talking a little on the right, we have Robin on the top. He's the sage. He's the one who's contemplating taking the loss for the team, sacrificing on the bottom. Relic, the captain of the team. The heroes are in the middle. Both RIYADH and Michael, they have been playing amazing and trying to go for that win out comp at any moment. So keep an eye on those two. Keep an eye on the fourth, because maybe the game gives you something else and the roles can be changed also.
You know, people talk about this team and they always bring up age and they talk about how, you know, all the old guys, Robin's the grandpa, whatever. But I actually
the experience.
Think that
we like to say the experience, the veterans.
I was going to say, I think the experience that they have, there are not a lot of players that go on tilt too easily. And even if they do, there's players like Relic and Robin who really don't, that can help calm them down. They're good at sticking to a game plan, coming up with these good strategies and just sticking to it, having strong mental. And I think a lot of that is very beneficial in a format like this, a team format where they can play together.
Yeah, and telling about a possibility here, Kassadin 2 already for RIYADH. So this is the game plan. 4 stars, he has a great item. Normally you want the Ginso because you want to scale out of it, but you can also go for the Archangel as a possibility. So now this could be the player that goes for that win out. We have to remember, Syndra is the reroll that is consistent. In case of Kassadin, normally people were playing it by tempo. so it wasn't performing very well, but this is the start you want to have with the Kassadin, already having 2-star and with the possibility of doing a win streak.
This spot is ridiculous as well, right? Because you also get the Akali to start things off, so you're going to be able to buff up your board immediately, finding a lot of copies of the units you want. Portable Forge comes out. Is Mittens Kassadin a thing?
I haven't seen it. Mittens is not in the best moment. Maybe that's Defiance to go for. No, it's Mittens, so there it is.
I hadn't seen it, but I'm like, that kind of makes sense. I mean, you just want the melee carry. Attack speed is very good for this unit.
Yeah, and then you can slam, right? You can go for the Archangels if you want, and you already have the speed by the Mittens. So interesting the possibilities here with this artifact for RIYADH. And now on the left, we're seeing a little of the rest. Michael going for Frost. So not a vertical that we've seen so much, but with this augment is actually enabled. So it's a good possibility for him going for the Olaf and going for the vertical Frost.
And we see RIYADH not slamming, and in fact going to look for the loss streak here. Runs into Michael. Michael's going to get that early win. Doesn't look like he necessarily was looking to full win streak, but he's playing 2 3-cost champions. He does have Swain and Hui already, so we can see where that Frost angle may have come in, but this is a composition. You know, you heard GK Esports saying, never again.
Yeah, what we saw also Weishan in the last round, he performed well with it, has good tempo, it's not a win-out comp, but if you have the spot and Michael recognizes that he has it, I think it's totally playable. Obviously, you need to be aware of contesting the rest of the comp, being able that Syndra doesn't go out of control. Talking about Syndra, here we have the Galio, the Vanguard Star, that is the best way to play Syndra with that strong front line. And now, no items yet, he doesn't want to slap the static, he wants to go for a good offensive item. He could slam the bow if he wants to get some scaling in, a little of attack speed. So now Shago or Sako, that is actually the name that now he has on his back. He changed it a little while ago. We'll go for this performance. So at least one Syndra for now.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at this board, though, it's Spoils of War and not a ton of power. We see RIYADH actually being able to now swap in the Kassadin, sees that this is a Spoils of War on the other side, slams the mitten, says, hey, I'm going to try and beat this and not let there be any pickups.
Yeah, this is a forbidden tech because normally Spoils of War, as you say, you normally want to play it in win streak, but in his position is also fine. Normally you do a small lose streak in the beginning, and then when you ramp up, normally it's with Syndra with 2 items, Syndra 2, then you go for the full win streak. But in that moment, you need to roll so much gold. He could do it at the delayed 3-1 maybe, but then he cannot lose. He needs to ramp it up because you're losing all the power of the augment that normally should go in the early stages.
And we saw KC try this against Toronto Ultra yesterday. Did not work out. Well, sorry, against Vitality yesterday. Did not work out at all.
Yeah, it's tough because it's not the normal way you can play the augment, but it's totally a possibility. Now, Kitu or here, Chitu as with a good comp. A Portal is one of the best early game. The thing is the angle that he will try to have to play something else. So for now, he's playing flexible. He's still with 100 XP, so he's the player who will try to go for that win streak, now facing up against his partner, so he will maintain for sure the win streak coming up into the carousel round.
Yeah, of course. And sleight of hand, great tempo early on.
Yep.
We'll see how that win streak maintains, as there are a couple strong boards. Even Michael, the Frost actually having a lot of tempo in the early game, being able to just get... Frost just so powerful in those early stages. The attack speed going down, getting those stuns is so incredibly good.
Yeah, and also it helps with the Syndra. Syndra will not scale so much.
That's true.
It will reduce the speed, so maybe Syndra will not have enough stacks. So maybe that's part of their game plan. It's like, okay, let's grief Syndra because I'm reducing the amount of possibility of capping Syndra in the late game because she's not making as much tap sense to this Frost. And now some possibility of 3 costs that are interesting. Here we go with the first pick, trying to go for that bow to close out another item. Now we're seeing a little of the boards of the rest here in the back, so we can look up the angle of each of them.
Yeah, Robin going for the lost streak, playing towards Kog'Maw as of right now. We'll see if that continues, but we did hear a lot of players still respecting this composition, and if it does open up, because it was performing so poorly, there is opportunity, right? Didn't work for Malala in that last game, but he did actually contest the other Kog'Maw, and he plays better, right? So it does work out sometimes. Looking at Relic as well, not seeing too much from there. A lot of tempo from the side of Toronto Ultra once again.
Yeah, replaying his part. He's playing still the Kassadin. He lost the first one, but he won the second 2, and now this is Kassadin also. So yeah. Soko getting the Banshee's Bell is the best item you can get as a support item for the Kassadin, because normally you always want to give him the possibility of not being allowed of crowd control. So having this item means that he can give more offensive or defensive items to the Kassadin, so it's like a 4th item for your carry.
And there's Falcon's version of the Kog'Maw. Here we go, is going to be on that line as well, as we jump over to Chi2, who we do know is going to be going for that win streak, playing around that sleight of hand. Should be able to get that done one more round, though, afterwards, and we'll see if he runs into Michael, and if Michael is able to find that win with the Frost early game.
Now with 5 Frost, this is a very strong early game. We haven't talked so much about the vertical because of the... it's very difficult to have it as something that ramps up or has tempo, but having 5 Frost this early in the game is very good for him. He will have additional damage, additional power for the compo, and Relic, who we haven't talked so much, now has the Vanguard augment. This will enable to have more power on the front line, but he still hasn't slime items, so that Syndra is not scaling so much. He had it early, so he's the one who will be contesting the Syndra. Maybe going not for Syndra 3. I heard about him very much that he likes to play it more tempo, so he actually will recognize exactly his spot and go for Syndra 2 early because he has to take it away and then reanalyze to see if he can go for 3-star or not.
All right, Michael gets the free win streak here, running into his teammate Robin Songs on the Kog'Maw. On the other side, Chi2 runs into Replay. Replay can try and contest the streak, actually gets the TG user down, slams the Hodge on Kassadin to get some early healing and just tempo. We've said it over and over again, tempo, 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 name of the game for Toronto Ultra, and Replay will shut down that win streak and keep 2 win streaks for Toronto Ultra going into Crux.
Yeah, it's very important what you're saying. It's totally tempo. Maybe it's not the best healing item, but works. Panda, for example, he's a 1-trick Kassadin. I want to say it here on Cast, are one of the best casters here in TFT also, and he loves to play the combo. He loves to slam this item. It's amazing. You get the healing, you get the tempo, as you say. Additional power for the early game. Of course, Kassadin is more of a scaling champion, but this will give the tempo that he actually needs. Michael maintaining the win streak, and here we go with the full lose streak, but Robin and Ice have a delayed lose streak also.
Yep, Robin is kind of contesting with here we go. We're going to see those blasters. We're going to see the Honeymancers come through for each of these. So we'll see which one of them gets the better end of it, because a lot of times these are our 7th and 8th place players are the ones that are going for the Kog'Maw and holding hands and contesting each other, not letting either side hit.
Yeah, and normally Kog'Maw, we have seen that it's not a comp that can win out having a 2-star. You have to go for 3-star, so you have to stay on level 6. You cannot go for tempo. Some people have tried it. We saw Soyu trying to do it with the Gwen 2, for example, and then trying to go tempo. It's not possible. You actually need the combat 3 as soon as possible. You need the front line also with the Nunu, and normally the Tristana has not been a good carry in this composition, even if you get a 3-star early.
All right, we'll have to see on 3-2 if there's augment selections with the level 6. which of these players, or if both of them, go for the aggressive roll down to try and hit. We've seen a lot of players contesting each other on these 2 costs.
Yep.
Rolling first doesn't always net you the victory, but sometimes you can completely lock your opponent out of the game.
Yeah, let's see now Michael trying to maintain a little more of the win streak, going up against Chitu. Chitu strong, analyzing también, getting a little items in there. Let's see if it's enough, going to the backline, the Galio. But I think it looks good here for Michael. His full comp is still winning, and the Everfrost is gaining so much utility for the rest of the team. This is a great spot for him. This will be great, Cass, because we will see the Frost comp that we haven't seen so far performing. How will it end? Because Michael is a player that will want to go 9. He will want to cap out the board, so we will not see a comp of tempo. We will see the final board that you want to see in a normal Frost game.
Yeah, we'll see how Michael can make that happen, right? We see he has a pair of ways, so this win streak has a lot of potential to continue. If he just hits that naturally in his shop as he's trying to push levels here, he can actually just win out all of Stage 3 as well, right? Trying to find that even more, especially if he can find the Swain upgrade alongside it. As we see Silver augments coming through, see some of these pickups, and the roll downs are going. Here we go, and Robin both chasing right now, but Robin rolling way heavier at the start, down to 24 gold already. Found Nunu 2, Kog'Maw 2, a couple extra copies of the Nunu as well. He is ahead of the curve past Here We Go. Definitely starting to get it done and finding potentially a stable spot.
Yeah, a lot of value rolling, and as you say, very deep, going to 20 gold. Now rolling again, Here We Go recognizes that this is not enough. He needs his frontline 2-star at least. He doesn't have the Rumble 2, he doesn't have the Nunu 2. Robin is stabilized perfectly, and Here We Go decides to maintain a little economy, but now this is not the best spot for him because he will have to roll from now from behind, and you really want this power up. Remember, this is a comp that has an initial power right now when they have everything 2-star, and then it will be very delayed until he gets the 3-star.
Yeah, Robin definitely doing a good job of making it so Here We Go is not going to be able to hit. He rolled so quickly. Robin moved very, very fast, rolled about 35 gold just instantly, gets down, buys as many units as possible.
Yeah, and that fight will be important because we need to remember, Kog'Maw is not having the best of stats, so of those 2 players, the one that doesn't go 8, and I'm not saying they will do bad, but probably those are the 2 that will go the worst. One performance will be great. So now Robin has that possibility. He will preserve so much HP that even in the late game, if he loses, he's ensuring a 6 or a 7th place.
It's very funny to look at it like that, but it is. You're looking at these 2 players, and they're playing their own minigame.
Yeah.
They're playing basically just outplace the other, and you've done your job for your team, and you have to hope that your team can get it done the rest of the way. Basically, Robin's eyes are on Here We Go. He has to keep shutting him down and make sure that he outplaces. And right now, Robin has a hefty lead.
Yeah, and the mirror for the other part is Sako. Sako going for the Kassadin together with Replay, so they will both be contesting that line. It's a mid-turn line, so they're the ones who go in the middle of the pack and try to outperform each other. If someone gets the Kassadin as soon as possible, it will be amazing. And now Shaka with the Kalista early, this could be a good win condition for him. He decides to go for the Thief's Glove here, so he will be dependent a little on volatility to get good items, but for now, he's actually very, very stable. And Michael now losing the win streak, and the one with a win streak is Saka. Very, very strong with the Kassadin together with the Kalista.
Yeah, 6 win streak and also picking up Tiny Titans, so just a lot of extra HP here for the team, right? Gonna hold on a lot on the streak. Once the streak starts to break, then Saka can use that to kind of reduce the power of the board and help the other players on his teams preserve HP.
We're looking a little also of the units. Relic already with the double Shojin on the Syndra. Great possibilities for him. Additional damage. He will scale a lot until late game. His mirror is Ice. We can look at him in the bottom left on the corner. Also with mana generation now with the Adapting Health and also the Ginsu. So both going for the late game. These are the players that should be the hero, but in terms of Toronto, they have 2 heroes, I think. So they have Michael with the Frost possibilities, maybe more volatile cast, we don't know how he will perform in the late game, and Relic with the possibility of getting that Syndra 3 as a cap-out board, together with the rest of the board of directly the Falcons.
All right, and looking at Replay's board here, he's getting pretty close on his rolldowns, right? Akali, Kassadin, both 6 copies, still 30 gold at level 6. He did push a little bit harder than his opponent, Xiaoge, and was able to actually find a lot there.
Yeah, he's very good. And normally we don't talk so much about the Akali, but Akali what it has is has access to the backline. So there it is. Just as we were saying it, she goes to the backline. She cannot perform until the end. The items didn't help her, but that's a good possibility. When you have that Akali 3-star, she can access the backline and maybe obliterate maybe quickly the Syndra of the rest of the comp. So that's the win condition that you want to go with and have the possibility to preserve more HP.
Very important win for Here We Go. We saw he rolled down again, this time able to find the Kog'Maw 2, the Nunu 2, actually put together the board as we jump on board with Relic. Has a Blitzcrank 3 on the roll down, finding the Syndras. 2 Syndras on the bench, has the 2-star on the board with double Shojin, so should be able to ramp that up. And you mentioned the Vanguard augment early on. Now with Exiles, just so many shields, so much damage reduction, so much extra health.
Yeah, I want to recognize also the camera. Let's look at the players. Toronto is constantly talking. They're constantly saying, okay, we're going for rolling the next stage. Now we're strong. And now we're seeing replay with his cap off power with this Kassadin 3. This will be so good for him because he will be strong and he will delay Sokka on the rest of the comp. So even though Sokka is very strong, he will be, obviously, it will be more difficult for him to get the Kassadin. So it's very easy for the rest of the team to hold 1-2 Kassadins and then Sokka cannot get it.
Yeah, there you go. And I mean, having the mittens means that Michael is going to have to take a big hit from
or here we go.
You can never actually deal with it because the mittens just blows through that augment, absolutely invalidating it. It's kind of nice for them, though, because it means that Michael can just be as strong as possible, even if they want replay to be a hero at any point.
Yeah, I think multiple heroes is the way to go, and then simply you go with Robin avoiding 8, as you were talking with the Kog'Maw. Robin did his job, he stabilized, he's preserving FP, and now you have 3 players in replay in Michael and Relic that are good to go to the top 4. So if you're right, there's a game plan, a very positive game plan here. Sokka, we're seeing it again. He knows he will not get this Kassadin, so he decides to sell. He will go for tempo, and we have seen this cast. Kassadin tempo is not performing. He will need to get the Kalista 2 very, very early and then cap out the board with the legendaries.
And this Kalista is running with the Thieves Cult, so this is not even really where you want to be.
It's volatile.
For the tempo. It's good tempo right now, but when you get the Kalista 2, you can't actually cap out by playing around the Ginsus and playing around the unit. So you would have to end up selling this one. You actually have to find 3 more copies of Kalista or a remover to actually make this work.
Sure. Now we see in Robin, he's still value rolling. I like this play for him. He knows he doesn't need to win the lobby. He needs to take out as much units as possible. So here we go. Cannot cap, so both of them are going to 0. Still 30 gold here and rolling deeper. Here we go. Both of them rolling here for 1. Nunu close to the Nunu. No one still hitting any 3-star. But they're both very, very, very close. No one hitting and we're both contested. So this is the normal. This is the.
Okay.
There it is. No items for Nunu, so that's important. Even though it's a Nunu 3, no items still for him, so he will not get the additional performance. When he gets additional item, it will be a good possibility for him to go to perform even better.
Yeah, and Robin is still very close, right? So even with Here We Go hitting that Nunu, it's just 2 away for Robin. Still potential of getting there. 1 away on the Kog'Maw, 1 away on Trist, but Here We Go is right there in step with Robin Songs. Whoever hits these first, I mean, it is such a massive advantage being able to win a couple extra rounds. You really need this to come through. It's actually going to come down to rolling a bit of the dice between these 2 players this time around. I think Robin rolled early, he got there first, but he didn't find the hits in time, and now we've got a Prismatic to change things around.
Okay, blinding as a possibility. Tiny Bodeli again, giving the and the carry now is very good. You always get that big golem or sentinel helping you so much. But he goes for Tiny Bodeli, getting additional speed. That additional speed will help Karma a lot, spreading the damage and making her more and more useful. He already has mana generation, so now speed. The casting will be so much for him. And now in the right, we'll have Michael still rolling for the Frost, trying to find that Olaf. He's not appearing, so he's now rolling. He already has 5 ways, so that will be his win of 6 now. That will be the win out possibilities. Remember, there's 18 copies, so it's relatively easy to hold some ways, but either way, if the enemy team does it, Michael still has a good chance to hit.
I think Michael is kind of okay if the enemy team starts spending a lot of their econ holding ways. I think considering the state of the game, not a lot of players have a lot of econ to spare, and wait costs 3 gold. If they want to keep trying to hold ways right now, I actually think it's a win for Ultra. And the problem is if you don't hold them and Michael hits, I mean, that's also a win for Ultra.
Yeah, totally agree. Now Chitu on the backside, still with the Karma, try to hold on a little. Front line for the other part for Michael is falling off. He has now he's using a Varus still for now and wins again. So very good for him. And Saga maintaining win streak. No, Saga.
Kog'Maw for Robin.
Yeah.
He's hit the Kog'Maw, he's hit the Tristana, 1 away from the Nunu. We know that here we go as Nunu already. Here we go on a 5 streak as well, which is very important, right? You see, actually, it turned around where Robin before was the one salvaging a lot of HP. Now here we go. Has been able to find a 20 HP advantage, but he has not found the Kog'Maw and is relying on that Tristana.
Nah, he looks very good. He has good items. He has good front lane with that 3 items on the Nunu. Nunu 3 will be obviously amazing for him, and that's the way to go. Let's see if he can hit. And now we got the mirror of him. Here we go. And now one against the other. So let's see who performs better. The better sword or offensive power by Robin, or the better strength in the front line by Here We Go.
Both of them are missing half of their prismatic augment. We'll see Robin getting that fishbones for Tristana. We'll get one more Infinity Force for this Kog'Maw, but I think the Kog'Maw 3 is generally the difference maker here, and just barely, but Robin stops the streak and deals some damage to Here We Go, and that is such a big win. As we look at G2 also barely able to snap the streak as well, no longer on that full loss.
Yeah, and now it's very important the foreshadowing, because they're actually testing, knowing when to go rolling for charms. They're actually rolling now here when they know they're going against the enemy, trying to go for an offensive charm is very important for them. So now is the stage where we will see maybe not much economy for everyone, because they want to manage and preserve HP as much as possible. Final possibilities here, Relic still with the Syndra 2, so not getting the cap that he needs, but still very healthy on HP, so he has a possibility of going for the win out. He has the Blitzcrank 3, so that would be a good frontline for him. Normally not regular seen in the Syndra comp, but he got it, so yeah, I think it's a good chance of, as we were saying, preserving HP and then ramping it up in the late game with another carry and another tank.
Yeah, because there's still potential caps from replay, pushing levels, not going for the Akali 3 as well, but potentially going towards that 7 multi-striker. He's got a lot of extra HP, and Mittens is still, you know, reasonable itemization. It's not everything you want, missing the QSS, but it's still quite strong. And we look at FALCONS, there's not as much of that capping potential, even though he's tempo 2 level 8 as well. It's a little bit harder because you don't have that 3-star to play around.
He has HP, so maybe he will manage HP from now on, helping his team, because as we were saying, he's not in a possibility to cap even more his board, so it will be interesting for him, maybe taking out a unit or transferring some other things to help the team and avoid going 8th, avoid that important positioning here. So Relic going off against replay. Now we have a team scenario. They want to preserve HP as much as possible. The Kassadin going into the backline. And now, when it scales, it's amazing. It's good to see. I thought the Mittens will be the replacement for the Ginsu, but no. It's additional. Both of them.
Yeah. And I love the move speed on Mittens actually looks really nice on Kassadin. Yeah. Because some of the times when he's walking to one side of the board and the carry's on the other, he ends up losing out. He actually loses those fights because he's not lifestealing, getting the shields to survive. But in this case, he actually just gets there immediately, and then he gets to go to the next place. So helps out in those kind of small niche circumstances where you lose fights.
Yeah, I love to see this also from Robin. He decides to go for the fishbone here on the Kog'Maw, so that Kog'Maw will have the chance to go into the backline. So remember, it will be totally random, both the auto attacks and the performance, the ability. And now going off against G2, and on the left, that's the composition. And here we go on the right, going up against Relic.
Yeah, see if Relic can actually take this down. Very tough. Both Kog'Maws have kind of come online, but here we go, not being able to find the Kog'Maw 3 itself is such a massive difference, and we might see him start to hemorrhage quite a bit. Looks like he does have some game here into the side of Relic at the very least, but no, that frontline, the Blitzcrank, holding on for so long, and we get one more knockup from the Nami, but it's not quite enough. Wow, just barely any HP, and Robin ends up being the one to take the loss to G2, who was on that full loss and converted to a level 8 board.
Okay, now we're seeing again replay final phase to complete items, so everyone will get a lot stronger. Everyone who's saving, looking for that final build, will have to accomplish it now. And replay very comfortable here with the win streak, 6 win streak for him.
Hit Camille.
Yeah. I hit the Camille.
So he just hit Camille.
That's so amazing. That's so good, gross. Getting the multi-striker in once again. And one of the better units, because it's single target damage that will perform so much better together with the Kassadin and obviously the Kalista in the late game also.
Well, we got Prismatic Orb here, so here we go. Got a bunch of money to try and push levels after the fact, and did end up finding the Kog'Maw, which is massive. That's exactly what he needed. He was able to preserve HP due to the front line being better. And now Robin only on 20 life and kind of lost the advantage of having the Kog'Maw over him.
Yeah, he got the charm, so he probably has in his rotation the enemy. So he should have Toronto Ultra. He got the Honey charm, so the beast will be more aggressive this time. So be very careful and aware of this, and let's see if he finds out. Normally they do it when they know they have 2 in rotation. Maybe normally it's 2 in rotation and 1 of the partner, and now he goes up against Michael, so good decision from him to even strengthen himself so much. There's the Olaf, but still Olaf 1 for Michael. He has the pair, but still not maybe the win-out spot, and still far from the way.
Yeah, and the itemization quite good for the Olaf, but as you said, just 1 star, probably not enough to get through this front line. It's taking quite a while. Finally going to shoot through the Nunu. Hui might have a chance to get something done, but going to be tough to take them both out. And just the Hui too. Moonstone Renewer, fully supportive itemization on the Hui. Not able to do it. It looks like Robin may have lost again as well. No, he does pick up the win. It's Ice dropping down to 9 HP. So Ice, we haven't really seen much of this entire game, but he has fallen all the way down. He might be the one contesting for 8th place. Yeah,
100%. Now we see the Pyro emblem here going on for Shago, gaining so much attack speed for the Kalista. This is great for him. He was only preserving HP until now, but this Kalista with great itemization, easily gets 2-star. He's trying to go to level 9. He's getting as much gold as possible to do that switch. And I want to recognize that Michael now, with what he has, he doesn't have the wave 3, so he will need to go. He will not be the hero. He will not be the player who cap out. Ice now performing his contested relic, going for the Syndra.
Replay, Mittens going into the Eternal Winter from the side of Ice. It's going to help out a bit, and he found another upgrade, Wit's End, to replace the other healing. However, the stuns coming through from Nami might be enough, as we see the Castan has ramped up, but he just keeps getting CC'd. Ice going to stay alive, and Replay going to take another hit.
Yeah, great for Ice here, preserving his final life. He's only 9 HP, and now Robin is the one in the danger zone, so we'll have 2 players, Ice and Robin. And remember, 8th place is very important, because whoever gets the 8th place almost enables or requests the rest of the team, at least for one, to get the 1st place and cancel it out. So it's very good to avoid it, especially for mental of the game. And now we see the split stream and Kitux. He's fine. He has the Milio in the back, the 3 preservers, but also not a win-out comp.
Yeah, good combat aug though, with the Tiny but Deadly, and a lot of other players not able to find a lot of combat from their augments might make a big difference as we see the mirror match. Robin versus Here We Go, but a beautiful Shroud coming through, hitting the entire team. Robin having a lot of power on this Kog'Maw, but is it enough to deal with the backline? He's still weaker, his front line is gone, but there we go, the Kog'Maw gonna take out everything for Here We Go. Robin gonna hold on a little bit longer. Can Ice be defeated by Michael? It's just gonna be the way, and it doesn't do it. So Ice holding on, and now Michael and Robin both on 1 life.
Oh my god, great start for Toronto Ultra, but taking the lead now with the performance for Falcons. I love the way they come back. They actually performed very well. They had a plan, and now with the final possibilities of this carousel to get itemization. So great performance with the comeback. Normally, Toronto performs well and maintains tempo, but now they couldn't do it. So actually, great teamwork from Falcons that could be the difference between turning around the game.
Yeah, and we saw it looks like Relic or Replay was able to beat Cheat2. I think it was Relic with the Syndra 3 fully online now with the Radiant Ginsu's off the Radiant Relics. And because of that, that's a problem, because Relic now can't be the one to finish off Cheat2 here. It's going to be someone else. Relic needs to rotate into Ice.
Yeah.
Needs to take him out.
Yeah, let's see if he have that performance. Remember, he's the one who did. Ice 0 gold, everyone spending as much as possible, and Replay still 50 gold, so probably going to cap out later into the game. Shaga in place, Michael strong, but again, yeah, now Olaf 2 trying to go for a 7 Frost. So a lot of power in this comp, but as we know, is not the best vertical in the game right now.
Runs into Relic. It's going to be tough, and they did not want to be the ones fighting each other. Robin into Replay as well. Hopefully the teams could have weakened themselves, but I don't think they could have, considering the rotations. It might just be Robin going down. He takes out the Kassadin. Kog'Maw staying alive, trying to deal the damage, but he can't get through the Hecarim.
No,
Robin
they both
Michael
are taken out. Robin's still alive. Let's see if it's enough. The Nunu taking the damage.
Like
no,
he's gone. Both Ice. No, Robin and Michael 7-8. G2 also taken out by his teammates, but this means that Relic Replay have to go 1-2 to make this happen.
Yeah, 1-2 is the only possibility here. Remember, this is a group format, 4v4, and they need to cancel out the 7 and the 8 from Robin and Michael, so actually a very difficult spot. I think if someone can go 1-2, it's actually Replay and Relic, so there's still a good possibilities, but the chances are obviously now all in favor of Falcon.
Yeah, but here we go. Ice still both on the chopping block. Saka with the Pyros and the Callista having to try and cap out with this board. Does not have to cap out for a first, though. A second will do. Runs into Relic, who has the extra Incanter with that emblem. Trying to get even more power for this Syndra. Just a couple more casts and she gets it done. But the Callista, it's just the Cassiopeia. One holds on. Relic gonna get some very important damage onto Saka as Ice goes down. Replay and Relic both winning. Starting to look good for the Americas squad, even with that 7th, 8th, but it is not over yet.
Yeah, so important. We see the small celebration from Relic and also the punishment there for Saka. He's actually knew he had it so strong, and it was such an important victory. As you say, Ice now goes away. Relic and Replay need to hold hands and go 1-2. So very important to see who they're going to face off and managing not economy right now. We will see probably now the level 9 from Replay, the roll down, and then going for combat augments, charms, especially now that they're probably going against the rest of the team and the competition.
Yeah, here we go. A little bit of a roll down for Replay.
Okay, he decides to stop. Okay, he's waiting, they're talking. Okay, there it is. Let's see if he goes for something a little more offensive. Okay, mana generation, flexible items, also going for the front line. Could be for the Callista, even for a little chunk there. He doesn't have much front line still to get, maybe for the Shen. And, okay, they knew. Okay,
Saka.
He's going up against Relic, but I think it's the... No, it's not the Ghost. It's,
no, it's
okay, they're going...
But double elimination potentially available here. Relic against Here We Go. Feels like this might be the end of the Kog'Maw. It's kind of made it as far as it can. Here We Go playing a phenomenal game, making it this deep, but Relic going to take him down. On the other side, looks like the Callista is going to be able to do enough against Replay. Replay needs Relic to be the hero for the team. Needs him to rotate into Saka and finish the job.
Okay, now it will be very important. Who gets the goals? And Relic is the one who has to take down Saka. We already seen the detail, the final generation here for Saka and Replay is not able to get the win here. So they're actually talking now, making final preserves, and Relic simply needs to get as many Kog'Maw charms that what he can, whatever is possibility here now. Probably the Dragon that we have seen so much, so good here, and going now. Okay, he knows he's not going against Shako, so he decides to weaken his board and have another chance for Replay to even cap out his board even more. So good decision for him, getting the main tank out the BlizzCon, and now more possibilities for the team as 2 versus 1 to go against it. But great to see this strategy by Toronto.
Yeah, unfortunately it does make the Ghost also weaker for Xiao Ge, but I think he would have likely been able to find the win regardless into the Ghost.
Sure.
He also bought a charm, down to 0 gold there. Bought the charm to try and stop any crowd control from coming through. So now there's an opportunity. Relic is on a single life, cannot tank for Replay any longer.
Yeah, it was tough. It's interesting that they decided to go for this. Maybe Replay had an out. Maybe he has something that he can go for to improve. And now the split, the screen on the right, Shaga. This is important. He's the one who needs to survive. A second place is enough for him to take the win for Falcon. There it is. Okay,
Relic.
now.
He has to be the hero for his team here. Deal as much damage as possible, but this is more than one life regardless. On the other side, see the Karma, we see the Blitz still carrying so much, getting so many shields. It is enough here, it looks like, for Relic to take that win, but can they still secure the 1-2? Because that's one more life for Xiao Ge.
Okay, there it is. Let's see itemization. Shago trying to complete something, as you were saying about the Callista. He actually doubled down the comp. Great items for him. And now maybe going for an additional tank here. Relic and Shago thinking about the rest of the chance. Look at that. They're actually fighting in the moment in the carousel. So there it is. And now Relic with the possibility of getting additional tank damage and frontline with this Vanguard emblem. And Shaga also additional strength for him. And this should be the final round according to the placement, or unless Shaga is going up against Replay and beats him. So this could be the end of the war. Remember, Shaga only needs a top 2 to get the wins for Falcon. Any other results is a win for Toronto Ultra.
He can't afford the charm just yet. There's Earthquake. He could sell a Varus, but he has the pair. Feels like he has to hope that he can beat Replay without it. We don't see the sell. No charm coming through. Replay. Second chance to be the hero. Relic has done it time and time again. 2 wins already. Riri just has to get 1 here. Close it out for Toronto Ultra for this game 1. Find the 1-2 to save Robin and Michael from that 7 and 8. It's just the Kassadin. It's not enough. That's going to be the Kalista doing way too much. Replay going to take a loss here. Xiaoge going to survive, and Relic, is he able to hold against the Ghost? He is.
It doesn't look good because Replay got the cap of exactly what he needed, and he got the Arcana. He got the Seraph in. He bought a lot of charm, so actually Seraph giving it a lot of damage, but it's not enough.
See a fist pump from Relic. I'm pretty sure Toronto sees that Relic should be fighting Xiaoge here.
Nice. Nice. He has a combat augment, so maybe he has the chance to go here. Xiaoge not getting any charms here, so this is very relevant. He doesn't have the gold. He knows he cannot buy something, so this could be... There it is.
Earthquake.
Okay, he bought it. He upped the Earthquake at the end.
He gets the Ghost.
Oh,
he gets the Ghost.
He loses the Earthquake. This is not the chance to do it. So maybe the Ghost of Relic shouldn't be enough power to do it. And now in the mirror, Relic should win against Replay.
Oh, it was so close, but Falcons have some big heroics from players like Here We Go, making this very tight. But look at the fight. Look at that Relic taking out both Replay and Xiaoge. No, the desperate plea from Replay. The desperate plea from Replay. And he survives. It makes all the difference. We didn't see it happen. That must have been the fist bump.
Oh my God.
Xiaoge. The heroics from Here We Go to make the top 4 out of a horrible situation for not. Desperate plea has been the biggest charm or hex, depending on which side you're on, for this entire tournament. And Toronto Ultra is going to start with a 1-0 over Falcons, who might be the biggest favorite in the entire tournament.
So important for him in the individual strengths. Falcon, the best in the competition right now. So many worlds, so many performance here, taking the win against for Toronto Ultra. So good for them, for the mental. And now Relic and Replay will only play it out to see who gets the best AVP, and maybe for the photo, the X photo, that will have the MVP in the end of the game. So, so happy for Toronto, but I have to call it out. This has been the most close game we've seen so far, and they're both playing amazing. This is a masterclass of 4v4.
This was beautiful. Here We Go looked like the easiest 8th we've ever seen, and he managed a top 4 out of that. What a beautiful game from him. We saw G2 also in a spot having to roll down aggressively, taking a combat augment instead of some of the other prismatics that we had seen come in time and time again, like the carry Sentinel, because he knew the rest of the board wouldn't have been strong enough and he needed to hit. There we go. It's insane. It's insane to see. Ice also 9 HP, holds on for a 5th. Somehow, Toronto Ultra pulls this game out of a hat.